Cain Marko was born into pain and resentment. His stepbrother, Charles Xavier, was everything Cain wasn't: intelligent, respected, and powerful. From a young age, Cain's anger brewed into hatred. He was a brute, always second best in a house that never saw value in his strength. That rage would one day turn into something unstoppable. While on a mission in Korea, Cain became separated from his unit. Lost in the jungle, he stumbled upon a hidden temple dedicated to an ancient and powerful entity, Cyttorak. Inside the temple, a massive crimson gem pulsed with dark magic. Inscribed on it were the words, "Whosoever touches this gem shall be granted the power of the crimson bands of Cyttorak. Henceforth, you shall be a human juggernaut." Cain touched the gem, and in that moment, everything changed. A blast of raw, mystical energy transformed him into something more than human. Cave collapsed, burying him alive. But it didn't kill him. It only delayed him. Years later, he returned, not as a man, but as the Juggernaut. Empowered by Cyttorak, his strength became limitless, his durability unmatched. And once he gained momentum, absolutely nothing could stop him. Juggernaut debuted in X-Men issue 12, 1963. His first act was a direct assault on Xavier's school for gifted youngsters. The original X-Men could do nothing to stop him. He tore through the mansion, shrugging off all attacks, immune to psychic powers thanks to his mystic helmet. Only through a combination of strategy and luck was he finally contained. Immediately after this encounter, Cain's path took an even stranger turn. In Doctor Strange issue 182, 1969, Juggernaut was mystically pulled into the dimension of dreams by unknown forces. Juggernaut fought Nightmare in a realm where physical power collided with raw sorcery in order to escape the dream dimension. Nightmare, seeking to destroy Doctor Strange, teams with Juggernaut and uses Cain Marko as his pawn in return for his freedom. Despite Cain's invulnerability and ferocity, Strange outmaneuvered him with mystic precision. Strange turned the tables, unleashing Eternity himself, forcing Nightmare to flee and casting Juggernaut out of the realm, defeated but unbroken. Over the decades, Juggernaut would go on to fight and survive battles against the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. In Incredible Hulk issue 172, 1974, Juggernaut clashed with the Hulk. It was a brutal encounter in the Nevada desert. Hulk's limitless rage collided with Cain's unstoppable force. Neither could overpower the other. The battle ended in a stalemate, with miles of land left shattered. In Uncanny X-Men issue 183, 1984, Juggernaut faced off against Colossus in a New York bar. As Wolverine and Nightcrawler watched from the sidelines, Juggernaut tore through the fight with unstoppable force and dominated. He left Colossus broken and humiliated, walking away without a scratch. And then came his clash with the Asgardian, a battle that pushed the limits of his power against the might of a god. In Thor, issue 411 through 412, 1989 through 1990, Juggernaut faced the god of thunder. Their battle was apocalyptic, Thor's enchanted hammer Mjolnir against Cain's raw, unstoppable force. Even divine power couldn't stop the Juggernaut outright. It took Thor's cunning wit and aid from new warriors to eventually redirect Cain away, but the confrontation cemented Juggernaut as one of the few beings who could go toe-to-toe with an Asgardian and walk away. His greatest defeats came only from powers that bent the laws of reality. In Uncanny X-Men issue 322, 1995, Juggernaut confronted Onslaught, an entity created from Charles Xavier's repressed hatred fused with Magneto's consciousness. Onslaught did the unthinkable. He stopped Juggernaut mid-charge and flung him across the country. It marked one of the only times Cain experienced true fear, in the 1990s X-Men animated television series during the Phoenix Saga. During a confrontation at Cassidy Keep, Juggernaut attempts to punch Gladiator, the powerful enforcer of the Shi'ar Imperial Guard. However, Gladiator remains unfazed by the attack. Demonstrating his superior strength, Gladiator effortlessly lifts Juggernaut and hurls him into the distance, showcasing just how rare it was to see Cain Marko manhandled. The moment shocked fans and highlighted Gladiator's immense power, even against an unstoppable force like the Juggernaut. In X-Men Unlimited Issue 12, 1996, Cain Marko found himself trapped inside the Crimson Cosmos, the dimension of Cyttorak himself. There, stripped of control and forced into a mystical prison, Juggernaut faced his god in combat. The encounter wasn't just brutal, it was humiliating. Cyttorak reminded Cain that his power was borrowed, not earned. The demon god easily overpowered him, treating Juggernaut as nothing more than a pawn. The battle shattered Cain's ego and exposed the fragility behind his unstoppable persona. It was a rare moment where the Juggernaut wasn't the force of destruction, but the one being broken. In World War Hulk X-Men Issue 2 and 3, 2007, Juggernaut attempted to stop the Hulk once again. This time he was overpowered. Weakened due to his reluctance to fully embrace his role as Cyttorak's avatar, he confronts the Hulk but is swiftly defeated. But when Juggernaut returned with his powers fully restored, he engaged Hulk in a fierce battle. Neither one would fall. Despite Juggernaut's immense strength and unstoppable momentum, the Hulk in his World-Breaker form managed to outmaneuver him. The Hulk redirected Juggernaut's momentum, causing him to crash into Breakstone Lake, effectively removing him from the battle. His willpower, fueled by rage and a need for purpose, has made him a near-immortal force. He's torn through teams of heroes, including the X-Men, the Avengers, and even Thor. His power isn't drawn from science or mutation, but magic, one of the few sources in the Marvel universe that consistently bends reality. In recent years, Juggernaut experienced moments of redemption. In the Juggernaut 2020 miniseries, he sought a new path after being cast out by Cyttorak. He tried to build something instead of destroy. But even then, the world feared him, because deep down, everyone knows that when Juggernaut returns to battle, no wall will hold, and no hero will stand unshaken. Cain Marko may not be a villain or a hero or even a man anymore. He is something more. He is the Juggernaut. On screen, Juggernaut first appeared in Fox's X-Men, The Last Stand 2006, played by Vinnie Jones. This version emphasized brute strength but downplayed his magical origins. A more comic-accurate version appeared in Deadpool 2, 2018, created with CGI and voiced by Ryan Reynolds. This Juggernaut displayed his full strength and wore the iconic helmet. In the MCU multiverse, Juggernaut has yet to make a mainline appearance. But his presence in Deadpool 2 now connects to the MCU timeline through the multiverse crossover setup in Deadpool and Wolverine, 2024, officially blending Fox characters into Marvel Studios' continuity. What if the Juggernaut had become the Herald of Galactus and became something even darker than the Juggernaut? Would there have been any hero strong enough to stop him? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more comic lore. Until next time, comic lovers.